Olympics is the next subject.
Yeah.
It is next week.
Hey,
Is it?
You know one of the Olympic events?
I think it's 2 weeks.
You
or 1
couldn't
week.
pay me to go to the Olympics.
How much?
And I will do anything for money.
Wait, this Olympics or just any Olympics?
No, the Rio Olympics. It's
Ah.
August 5th or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is,
It's like next week.
That is very soon.
I checked the dates before.
Okay, Jono,
Good work.
you got your finger on the pulse. You're a man in the know.
Yeah.
Am I going to be sterile if I go to Rio, Jono?
No, but you might contract the Zika virus.
Right.
So then and that's like, it can be sexually transmitted sometimes.
So there's no way he's getting it.
Get a bunch of fit athletes
Wow.
in one hotel.
Wow, Chris, that was catty.
I'm serious.
You said so you're not going to transmit it to anyone.
Oh wow! Wow, what a bird.
Ouch.
Hey, get a bunch of athletes with perfect bodies in one hotel and see
Oh,
what
they-
happens.
They go through something crazy number of condoms
Oh man,
at the
yeah,
Olympics.
it's crazy.
Like, I saw the stats for that. It was like over 100,000.
I did not expect us to get here, but I'm glad we arrived here.
Apparently,
It's just something that you never thought
apparently it's a thing that
That's
happens.
why they're complaining
And they
about
have
the
to
crappy
supply
village.
so many of them.
Think
Okay, so,
about it.
okay.
They
first-
wear them out pretty quick, so they go through quite a few,
They're
right? Because
they
they're
are strong,
so
strong
bloody
kids.
athletic. think of the friction factor.
Good muscle
I don't
control.
think- Is that how that works?
It's not just
Can you wear it
that.
out? Can you wear it out?
I've never gone long distance with a condom, so I wouldn't know.
Oh jeez.
Wow.
What does that mean? I'm not sure.
Stop.
Don't know.
I think it's more the fact that everyone looks amazing, is what it is.
Do they? Have you seen the Russian hammer throwers, the shot putters?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to argue that one.
The Russian hammer throwers and shot putters won't be there.
The you know
Oh,
what
yeah,
else?
Don't
throws
have
a
to worry
hammer.
about that.
Because like the Olympics is the one thing where people don't care if they're good looking. Right?
Well,
No, but they have athletic bodies, is what I'm saying.
I mean, there's probably a male shot putter who's like pretty.
ugly.
You'll go there.
Oh yeah.
You're
gonna
there?
go there?
You're there? Who's going there?
Anyway,
There's male and females of every body type there. They'll
Right.
find a way to pair up.
and
It
get
will
it
happen.
on.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
yeah.
I just thought they'd be like focused. I guess they've got like their events for like 1 week. The rest of it, what the
Yeah.
hell are they gonna do?
Chilling,
And
partying.
Exactly.
They're
Banging.
usually pretty young and they're probably crazy high on testosterone,
So these are the things.
especially if they're injecting testosterone.
They got the
They might
Zika. They got crap houses, and the Russians are not.
So on the
invited.
crap houses, the Australian team arrived started last week,
Okay.
or started this week, and their rooms weren't finished yet. So there's like leaking
What?
plumbing. The athletes' accommodation isn't actually completed yet, and it's like a week before it starts.
That's ridiculous.
So they're like, but Brazil's in like such a bad state,
Yeah.
like economically, politically, that people don't want the Olympics.
When I read this, I was expecting worse than what it actually was. At the end of the article, I was more just like, why don't they just go to a hotel?
You have to take it with a grain of salt because these stories come out before every single Olympics. But this one genuinely does seem like a little bit worse than most of the time. Because most of the time, like most countries, like all of us do everything last minute, right? So they'll be like, oh, it's only this much time and they still haven't finished this, right? Like this stadium's not built yet. So every single like games, Commonwealth Games, Winter Olympic Games, every time this story comes out. But this time, like the combination of the World Health Organization saying the Olympics shouldn't go ahead because of the Zika virus, like that's...
Did they actually say that?
It was like a big group of like really high up like doctors and scientists who work in that field who published a letter saying this is actually a health risk to the world because you're bringing in people from all over the world who can get infected and then
Take it
provide a
back with them.
vector
Yeah,
for the
so-
virus to go back
So
to
I
somewhere it came
researched
from.
this, which means I googled 3 things. But
If they were the first three,
it
they're
was
probably
so hard to figure out whether or not it was the Zika virus is like a big thing or not, because the Rio people are saying, yeah, it's all good, man, and every other country is saying we don't want to go there because of the Zika virus.
good. There's a lot of athletes who aren't going because of it.
Like, do you know what the actual like danger level is though?
It seems, but they're still researching it. I think they're still trying to work out the exact link. But if like a woman is pregnant who has the virus, then their babies get born with
that's the
microcephaly,
biggest
which is like
What's
their
that?
baby comes out with like a really tiny head, and they usually have a very short lifespan, and it's like really bad.
So Zika is bad.
that's
yes.
why it shot to like global attention, because all
Yeah.
these women were having births with this defect, and they were tracing it back to the Zika virus. Because there was like a big clump of these defects, and they're like, oh,
And
why
it's
is this
in
happening?
Rio.
It should be super rare, but it's happening in this clump. Yeah, so it's in Brazil, which is like a hotbed for like those kinds of tropical diseases and stuff. Lots of mosquitoes, and it's transmitted through mosquitoes.
Makes
so,
sense.
yeah. So, and it's spread to other places in the world. I think a couple of people have it in Australia.
One person got it in America.
A few people have it in America. That
Yeah.
got sexually transmitted in America.
Yeah.
Is that the only way it's transmitted?
No, you
mosquitoes.
get bitten by a mosquito.
Right.
Probably blood.
Mm.
If your blood mixes, it'll probably
Is
go
it
in.
worse for get a mosquito or to get sexual transmission?
I think it's the same.
Got
You,
Zika.
you'll have the
As in
the
like
Zika
for
virus.
your mental health, or
It's probably worse if you get some.
Well, if you get a mosquito by like itchy as well, but if you get it through sex, you get sex.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, you had sex.
and like,
and you'll
so
get
in
sex.
terms of
Probably
your,
sex
in
is
terms of your
better.
insecurities,
Yeah. So okay. Golf is in the Olympics, which is ridiculous.
What?
Golf is in the Olympics this year.
I don't
But
think
a whole
is
bunch
this the
of
first year that it's in the
I
Olympics?
think so, and they got rid of like wrestling
Jeez.
or something.
What? I thought wrestling was huge.
It's like the bomb.
I don't
Wrestling
know.
is
But I
like
don't
The
think
where
it's
budget's
in
not
this.
there.
I don't
That's
think
where
it's
it
in this one.
started.
I don't think it's in this one.
Okay, history teacher.
Okay, imagine Greece.
Yeah, it was two naked
Yeah,
dudes.
Think
naked
about-
dudes flopping
yeah.
all over each other. We know which one.
Exactly.
I've seen the pots.
The
You've seen the pots and the plates.
Yeah.
I've been to Greece.
He's seen the pot.
I haven't been to Greece.
So, okay, Russia's not invited? Is that what's going on?
Okay, so there was a report that came out from the World Anti-Doping Association that basically said there's a massive state-sponsored doping program in Russia. So basically the Russian Doping Committee, which is in charge of doing all the testing and stuff and making sure athletes are clean, they purposely they had like lists of who shouldn't be tested at different times, because they're meant to be random tests.
Right.
Wow.
They had lists of like, don't test these guys now.
Okay.
So that kind of thing.
Bloody pure.
They had like security, Russian security forces, people harassing like World Anti-Doping Agency people when they were in
Wow.
Russia, like all this kind of stuff, trying to cover it up. The World Athletic Organization has banned Russia from the Rio Olympics. So the ban can come two ways. The IOC, the Olympic Committee, International Olympic Committee, can ban all of Russia from coming, or the individual sports federations that govern each of the sports can ban the Russian team for that sport. So the athletics have done it. A few of the other sports have already done it because the IOC got together and said, we're not going to do a blanket ban on Russia. We'll allow the federations to decide themselves. Which is pretty tough on the federation because the IOC decided that a couple of days ago. And these federations have to
You
decide
guys
in
deal
like
with it.
a week. But I think the
Wow.
IOC just caved and didn't go.
Hey, did Brock
for the-
Lesnar end up having drugs?
Don't.
Who's Brock Lesnar?
He's an
He's
MMA
You're
guy.
talking UFC.
The UFC guy.
I'm
I'm not sure.
so sure that he was on drugs.
I didn't research that.
Sorry.
Okay, so-
he looks like
I'm
he's
not
Russian.
sure, but
So at the moment-
wasn't the other one John Jones? Isn't he on something?
Yeah, he
or
was
was that
definitely-
recreational drugs?
No,
Those
he was.
performance?
he was
They're all
definitely-
recreational.
Well, okay, I think a lot of
So
athletes
Russia
are
is
probably
not
on
banned
drugs.
at the moment.
Russia as a country isn't banned,
It's
but
up to
individual
each
federations can
So
ban it, and they are
athletics
doing it.
and
So the entire athletics team, if you watch any track and field, there will not be any Russians. So you
Wow.
won't see your Russian shot putters or any of them.
Let's talk about Russia for a second.
Do you have to?
Now, I don't think, like every now and again, I feel sorry for Russia because
Why?
they're always the bad guy in video games and they're always the bad guy in movies. And I'm like, these guys can't be that bad. But everything you hear about the damn country is something like this. Like, terrible person in charge. They're freaking doping everything. They always seem to be cheating in some way.
Okay.
Drago from Rocky was the bad guy. Like,
See,
the
that's
list goes on.
Imagine if you drove through Beverly Hills in America, and instead of seeing like Snoop Dogg's house and all these other like famous celebrities, you were seeing the houses of, oh, that guy's a tax official, and this guy works in this department of energy or whatever. Like, there's so much corruption there that when you go through rich suburbs, it's bureaucrats
Wow.
who live in the rich houses. So many billions of their dollars, rubles, get taken. Rubles.
Sounds cool.
Rubles.
Hey, Mom,
It
Poppy
just gets
rubles.
wasted. Like like it's insane levels of corruption there. So that's generally why.
So
this
it's
kind of
almost like
stuff
the Hunger
happens.
Games, but without the games.
I like Russia.
Just hunger.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they carry a lot of weight still.
Yeah.
They're a very powerful
Oh,
country,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
but they are very corrupt.
Because the country doesn't revolt, right? The country seems to. I don't know any Russians, so this is completely based off nothing. They don't seem to be unhappy.
There is opposition. They tend to get killed. One of them got shot last year
See, you
on
say
a bridge,
things
like
that.
right next to the
See,
Kremlin.
that's one way to do
And then when they said they were investigating it, they said, oh, like, because there were cameras, like, right there.
Mm.
They said, oh, those cameras were pointing the other way at the time.
Wow.
Believe it.
You know what though? They get it done.
they
Russia's the kind of country where they're like, you know what? If we need to do this,
their
let's
economy's
freaking do
struggling
it. Yeah.
pretty
My wife's
badly.
parents are Russian.
We're a great army though.
Their economy's struggling because the oil's, like,
Explains a
low.
lot.
Oil prices low. They're a big oil producing company.
She
That's
gets it
generally
down.
how they get by. They get a lot of money from gas
Yeah.
and oil and stuff like that. So
It's a different world.
it's huge. Russia is freaking huge.
So they have to test all the Russians between now and the start. Was that-
They have to decide if they're going to allow them to compete. So I think they might come down to... So if the IOC had banned all of Russia, Russian athletes could still have competed if they proved that they were clean.
Because it's really hard to prove blood doping, isn't it?
Yeah, but they also, like, there's rules about when they have to be tested and how often they have to be tested in order to be...
Right.
Like,
it's not
clean,
just a
right?
needle test.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, you didn't test positive. It's
Yeah.
also, oh, you didn't do the test.
It's the amount of cells.
So, like, some of them
Yeah.
haven't done the testing and stuff. But if you can prove that you've done the testing and that it was like, because you probably could have
Legit.
done it yourself. If you can prove that it was legit, you could compete under an independent banner. So you wouldn't be competing under Russia. You'd
Country
be
of
like,
Valley. Coming soon.
Can you really?
so there's unaffiliated athletes in every Olympic Games. You'll see them
Wow.
at the end of the procession.
How
Somewhere in the
how do they
procession,
go?
there's like,
Do they come up with their own national
That
anthem?
doesn't seem right.
I don't know actually.
Can you do your own flag?
No idea.
Maybe
There's
they
not
just
many
do
of them,
songs,
so
right?
I
it
need to
doesn't
get
come
I need to
up
get
much.
training.
It doesn't come up much.
When they win, they just Katy Perry plays. They make their own flag.
Should
That's
be.
amazing.
The
I never knew that. Do they just not win?
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's like unless you're America, and if you're from America, you're not competing under a no-name banner. So it's like the top of the table is usually China, Great Britain, America, Russia,
Australia.
Australia not so much anymore.
We
We're
were
like
like
fourth.
six points.
We used to be.
We were fourth.
We
in the
did
Sydney
freaking awesome in
Olympics, right?
Sydney. Yeah. Great Britain overtook us in 2012, which is really depressing.
Bloody Britain.
The average Brit. Yeah, I think it is sad.
Wow.
The thing with the
It used
the
to be
houses not being good, I think that is sad because I feel for these athletes. Like all we care about is like celebrities and stuff now. And these guys train all year, like for their whole lives, pretty much for the Olympics,
Mm.
and then they get there and it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Not
Not
a
initially.
year. They train for 4 years.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I said
Well,
all
it's
year,
more
and
than
then I
4
said
years,
all their
it's not
lives.
Yeah, for 4
Guys,
years.
that's what I said.
Sure it is.
You can rewind this.
Roll
Just
back
push
to
the
tape.
back 15 seconds button. Anyway,
Don't mess with the audio.
it's sad for them. I feel bad for them. Like at first I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, it just looks like a crappy motel. I've stayed there 100 times.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, nah,
I think
this is like,
they checked them into a hotel.
yeah.
They didn't make them stay in the unfinished thing. It was more like it looks bad on like if you're an athlete who's going to the Olympics,
Yeah, I
you're
know.
pumped though.
You're expecting more.
That's
But you're
better,
pumped,
okay.
right? Like you're so pumped that you're there, as if you're gonna care that much about where you stay. You stay in a hotel, you stay in the athletes' village. Doesn't make that big a difference, right?
I think it does.
Does
Like, it's not like a massive thing like, oh, it sucked because my bed was
Wouldn't you be
squeaky.
just so
But-
pumped that you worked
Yes.
so hard and you actually made it to the Olympics?
Yeah, but-
wouldn't you just be like
When your
pinching
job
yourself
is
all the
your
time?
body,
Like
that's
you
really
want
important.
you want your experience to be like awesome, yeah. But then there's like little things that's like, oh yeah, it wasn't so good. Like it
Hmm.
slipped on the floor. Oh yeah, like the beds
I
are
feel like they'd be
terrible.
The
used to it.
shower wasn't tall enough.
I
Yeah,
feel
but-
like they'd be used
And
to
that's
it.
what makes me sad. Like they shouldn't because like this is what they do like with their lives and they work so hard and they should get something to reward them.
Yeah, they get to go to the Olympics.
Yeah, but
And they get to compete for their damn country.
You guys are so
On national.
No, I see where Chris is coming
I don't feel for you anymore.
I do, but like,
I'm
there's
sorry.
people who have like who are like nurses and like firemen and stuff
Yeah,
like
we're all
that.
the
like-
real heroes.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for all of them as well.
If you get to
What's wrong
like,
with
if
you,
you
man?
get to play a sport for like your living,
Are we
that's pretty
talking
awesome.
about them?
Hey,
Look at the
don't
paper.
touch the notes.
Is it nurses or Olympics?
Take it
Don't
easy.
touch the
Take it
table,
easy.
please.
Take it easy.
Do you want me to just list everyone who I feel bad for?
I guess it is a bad look for the country.
Oh yeah, it's.
So
I
it's
think
not
it
good
reflects.
for
This
that.
whole
them.
thing is a bad look for them.
Okay,
Yeah,
a couple
terrible.
of weeks
Which didn't
ago.
exactly have a good outlook in the
A couple of weeks ago, the police were at the main airport in Rio with a banner saying, "We aren't getting paid. It's not safe here." That is the Rio police. There's a story every single day about athletes or journalists getting mugged.
Oh god.
It's the same thing with Russia and Rio. Like, I don't want to assume these things about things because, you know, movies, like, exaggerate it. But it seems like Russia, you're probably going to get killed if you go there and say anything dodgy. And Rio, you're just going to get mugged because there's big things everywhere.
Russia be much safer. Russia's not that dangerous. You can visit there. It's like a great destination.
Yeah.
You go to Moscow or like St.
St.
Petersburg.
Petersburg.
It's like a massive like tourist spot.
Mm. But
Rio is a massive tourist spot as well. It's just there's like massive crime. So like those police aren't lying when they say that. Like it is actually really, they're corrupt too. But generally it's probably because the police aren't getting paid, so they need to like get bribes and stuff.
And then-
also like the favelas are there, so there's loads of poor people.
Did you say vuvuzelas?
The favelas, the poor areas in Rio.
Oh, God.
Rio.
Okay.
Have you not? Have you
Like
not
the
heard
slums,
that? Have you
right?
not heard that term?
Have you
Favelas.
seen Fast and the Furious 8? Or 6?
7?
Fast 5, sorry. No, it's 5. Easily the best one.
Rio.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Tokyo Drift.
Okay, this is the last subject. Which is the best Fast and the Furious?
One.
1, then 3.
Chris, which one and why?
1, then 3.
That's 2. You're disqualified. Day chance.
You lose.
The
You get
The best
nothing.
one is Thor 3.
I'm gonna go with 2.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Sorry. I
Wow.
shouldn't say things like that.
Are you gay? Wow.
Damn it, we did it
Sorry,
again.
wait.
Okay.
We're better than this.
I picked 2 Fast, 2 Furious because
You're Asian.
You have something wrong in your brain.
Paul Walker drives a hectic R34 Skyline. And
But it's like CGI half the time. When they do
Okay,
those
okay.
jumps over the things, it's like,
Yeah.
what the hell is that?
But that's what Fast and Furious is about.
I don't
No,
actually
no.
remember the
No, it's
movie, so I
not.
can't really talk, but I can understand your line
It's
of
got
reasoning.
Tyrese.
Because
Fast and
that's
Furious
back
is
when it
not
was
about
about
jumping
cars.
Bro, listen,
The first
1,
couple
2,
was about
3
cars.
is all about the actual cars and what they're driving.
Yeah.
You
Now
just said it
it's
was about jumping over sharks.
No, he said it was about the arcade
Yeah,
car.
now it's all about The Rock and how big his arms are.
And the baby oil.
Yeah,
Lots
and
of
the
baby oil.
So I like the old ones because they're actually about the cars, and I love the second one.
I appreciate that. I can understand that.
Really?
One's definitely
Then
better than
pitch the
two.
first one.
5 is the best.
Because he doesn't like the car in the first
Because
one.
it is at the perfect point before Paul Walker's death, after they stopped using Letty before they brought her back, so she's not in it. Best
Yeah.
part about Fast 5. The Rock comes into it, who really should be the next president, because I freaking love that guy. It's a bank robbing movie at the same time.
I can't distinguish between
Tyrese isn't
4, 5,
super
6,
annoying.
and 7.
It's the one in Brazil.
They're all
Four's muscle cars, and they're going under tunnels and stuff, and they keep
they're all
doing
just
wheelies.
a blur.
The
in my
whole
head.
thing was about doing wheelies.
And ultimately, 5 is the balance between where it got exaggerated, but it still knew that it was a stupid exaggeration before they started taking themselves so seriously
They
and
do.
still being so stupid at the
You
same
cannot
time.
think. They do not take
Like,
themselves
they knew
seriously.
that
They're not that
Have
serious
you
when
seen
there's a
the one where
USB
they-
hidden in a gold supercar that like drives out of one tower and like into
Into the
another,
other.
into another
In
tower.
Dubai.
That is
They
not
just
taking
got-
yourself
Hey, that's-
seriously.
they got too stupid after that, but
Yeah.
I feel like it was just stupid enough in 5.
I like
That's
these
too
too
stupid.
No, I
You have to
agree,
get
yeah.
stu- you
That
have to
makes
get
sense.
stupid as
What do you
well.
think?
If 1 would be close after 5.
I think one.
That's
One.
too sorry.
Yeah, because I agree, because I liked it when it was about the cars.
Yeah.
Because now they just get cars like, oh, it like takes 2 seconds, right?
Mm.
Like,
It's like pan left, car.
yeah, like, oh, we just got them. Where'd you get them from?
It was about
What
the
car
cars
is it?
and actually modifying them.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, and
actual,
street racing.
Yeah, actual
But
street
one
racing.
actually
racing
has
was
a
awesome.
story.
Yeah, because in the latest one, Vin Diesel goes, I want to get that and put it together. But like, those cars aren't real. They're
Yeah.
like just made up
Yeah.
studio cars.
and they became supercars too.
Yeah.
And you can't really relate to them. Whereas when they were
Exactly.
street racing cars, it was like, oh, I see those on the street.
Exactly
like,
right,
that's
yeah.
I could drive that car.
Okay, we've hit the time limit. This has been a really random one.
I can't believe you like Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah, that genuinely shocked me. It's got,
And on that bombshell,
um,
I missed
subscribe,
Tokyo.
leave us an iTunes review. I know it's hard. but you just got to put it in the search bar.
Group settings on info.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Group Thor 3.
Like us, put us everywhere. If you think we're funny, tell somebody about it. And groupsettings.info is where everything is. You'll find all the links. Waterworld, best movie ever made.
It's not true. It's
Thor
definitely
3.
not true.
And I'm Ali.
I'm Ye Chan.
I'm Jono.
I finished my tea.
See you next week.
See you guys.